Hello everyone, welcome back to Kirklees Guitar School. In today's guitar lesson, I'm going to teach you the guitar solo for Wake Me Up When September Ends by Green Day. Now, this lesson's a little bit bigger than the actual, just the solo itself. This is part of my guitar solo roadmap series where one common problem I find is guitarists tend to look at solos that are far too advanced and then give up and then never end up playing any lead guitar stuff or have a lot of half-baked lead guitar stuff. So the whole point of this series is it's progressive guitar solos that I put out every 2 weeks that get incrementally more difficult. At time of recording, this is episode number 2, and the focus of this lesson is to focus on alternate picking for speed control. Now, the last solo that we looked at was easier than this one. The one that we'll look at in 2 weeks' time is more difficult than what we're going to talk about today. The idea is a student should sit all 10 of these back to back. It's just a little excerpt and it gets progressively more difficult and you learn how to solo in a kind of controlled environment. So if you head to the first link in the description, that'll take you to my website where you can have a look at the other lessons in this series, but also you can download the tabs completely for free. So if you head to the first link in the description, you don't have to sign up for anything, you don't have to give me your email address, absolutely for free. Go and grab that and it's really going to help you because the tabs on screen are a bit small for this one. If you like the way that I teach, there are some extra things that you can get if you join the Kirklees Guitar School Academy. This is my membership platform where Academy members get access to additional resources, which includes a technical focus lesson that's song specific. This one's all about alternate picking. But you also get playthrough videos of, you get an up-close and personal playthrough and a backing track that you can download that's just the solo to practice along to. You can try that with a 14-day free trial from the second link in the description, and there's over 100 other lessons there that are not available anywhere else. I'd urge you to go check it out. Right, so let's see if I can squint enough to play this. This is what the solo sounds like. So it's more of a melody than a guitar solo, but you should think melodically no matter how fast the guitar solo is, but there's a lot of alternate picking going on, and that's the real focus of this lesson. And it opens up that conversation, but also you're operating in a very tight area as well. There's a lot going on in a short space, and I think it'd be a really good exercise for most of you to try where you haven't got a lot of room and you've got to be really economical with what fingers that you're using. So this is a great exercise. Even if you're not a Green Day fan, I'd urge you to learn this solo as part of the series. It's well worth your time. Right, let's get into it then. Enough waffling. So that's what we're up against. That's the whole solo. So we're going to start on the 8th fret of the B string. And it kind of has this sort of, you'll play 2 notes and then a higher one, 2 low, high, 1 low, 1 high. You're going to see a group of 2, a group of 2, a group of 1. I'm using my middle finger on the 8th fret of the B string and then my index finger on the 7th fret of the high E. Now personally, I wouldn't hold both of those, because can you hear the notes are bleeding together? We don't want that. We want... I don't know if you can see this hand over here. I'm only pressing the notes as I need them. And what that's doing is it's making sure the notes are quite... I'm not blurring the lines between the notes. They're not bleeding into one each other. I don't get any kind of spill from another note, which makes a little chord, because that's not what they're doing on the record. So I'd urge you to try this first bar, but I want you to be really strict. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Straight alternate picking, and we want nice kind of like short sharp motions with the plectrum. We don't want to be doing this. You know, you're not Nile Rodgers. Yeah, nice and short and tiny little motions, and you're working on really. This is as much to do with the alternate picking as it is anything else. It's really, really good exercise. So that's the first bar. We're then gonna drop this 8th fret of the B string down to a 7. Now, it's gonna feel a little bit weird, but I'm gonna invert these fingers like this. Now, you'd be tempted maybe to take that middle finger across for the 7th fret of the B string. I would actually do a switcheroo and use your index finger on the 7th fret of the B string, and then your middle finger for the 7th fret of the high E. It's a little bit of a different shift, but you want to be as economical with the tools at your disposal as possible, and that's definitely what this is. We're then going to move on, he says. We're then going to go back to the 8th fret, but we're essentially going to do what I call an elbow transposition. We've come from index finger covering the B string, middle finger covering the high E string. We're going to take all of that and just move it up a fret, kick it up a fret. Following the same pattern, down and up picking, 2 B strings, one high E string, 2 B strings, 1 high E, and then 1 of each. And then you've got this. Now this is quavers. 1 E and a, 2 E and a. So you can see that 8th fret, I've gone back to using my middle finger. Now that wasn't by accident. I'm getting myself ready to start the process all over again. So I'll play the 8th fret of the B with my middle finger and the 7th fret of the B with my index finger, and that means I've got this finger primed over the 8th fret to start the sequence again, because I've started with the middle finger, didn't I? Yeah? So we've got... to start with, we then... Really think about how you're using your fingers with this, because this is the thing. I want you to use songs like this that are not that difficult to really work out in your own head, right finger for the job, and really kind of focus on that rather than trying to do a load of licks that are too fast for you as well. And this stuff compounds over time. Really, really powerful. This is then going to continue. There's nothing new here. First bar, second bar, third bar. In the 4th bar, we're used to going for 4 quavers on the 8 and then down to the 7th. What's actually going to happen is you're going to do a full bar on the 8th fret. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you're going to go down to the 7th fret and do a full bar there. You see how we've got a full bar here. Back up, full bar on the 8. And then bottom line, full bar on the 7. And then you're going to hear that 8th fret. And the wobbly line means loads of vibrato, right? And you'll hear that come back in. Now, just a public service announcement about sort of rocky guitar, sort of 2000s rock guitar solos. That a lot of like Foo Fighters stuff's like this as well, where you're doing dyads, you're playing 2 notes at the same time, or very melodic solos where you're hanging on 1 note. I'm going to put my overdrive back on, right? Now, it might look like, if you're watching, I don't know, a Green Day concert or whatever, they make a lot of... They're making a lot of fuss around the fretboard, but you could be mistaken for thinking that they're putting vibrato in this. That's not the case. I want you to try and be as because the intonation of the guitar is really important here. But when you get to the point where you're sitting on one note for, like here, where you're sitting on that 7 and that 8 for an extended length of time, I think it's a really good habit to get into. Don't be afraid, even if a piece doesn't ask you to put vibrato on it. If you're playing one note for either an extended period of time or you're sitting on that note for quite some time, give it a little wobble and it'll make it sound a little less monotone and a little bit more interesting. And you know how this whole kind of guitar media thing of, oh, here's what the pros are telling you kind of thing. That's the kind of stuff that the old boys do that nobody really talks about. It's putting vibrato into those places to sort of just make it sound a little bit more real and more human. So on that note, we'll call today's lesson. Don't forget to go to the first link in the description to grab your tabs. If you'd like some extra help with this lesson, I do urge you to head over to the Academy and check that out. If you like this series and like the way that I teach, I would urge you to check out the next couple of videos here. So the prior lesson in this series you can find here. And if you like sort of soloing and want to get better at soloing, I'd urge you to check out this video over here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in 2 weeks for the next instalment.